before I put you into this video, I just needed to hop on in my intro and apologize for the angle because I watched my video back and all I can see was my double chin. So I apologize for the angle, but I just wanted to get that video up because my daughter was sleeping and I had about 15 minutes or so left before she woke up, and answer some of your guys' questions regarding my nursing school experience and how things went for me. So I hope you do enjoy the video, and give it a thumbs up if you do, and let's go ahead and get into that video. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Justine and I am a mom of 3. I work as an LVN in California, also known as an LPN or licensed vocational or practical nurse. And I make videos relating to being an LVN, like day in the lives and what I do as a dermatology nurse. Been getting a lot of questions about my specific program, my LVN program that I went to here in California. So I just wanted to make a quick video about my experience. This won't be the same for everybody. The requirements are different for everybody in different schools. So this may not apply to you. I'm just going to go ahead and run through my experience from prerequisites, what the program was like, and how quickly I was able to get a job possibly afterwards. So we'll see how long this video ends up being. I wanted to make it a quick one. Jumping right into it, being an LVN was not my goal. I wanted to be an RN, but I have 3 kids, and at the time of going into my program, I only had 2, but I did not get serious about becoming a nurse until after having kids. And here in California, the nursing programs are very competitive. There was long wait lists. They were very expensive for private schools. The prerequisites were pretty lengthy, but doable. However, I had to work full-time as well. So working full-time and going to school for your nursing prerequisites, it's a challenge because you need to get the best grades that you can get. The nursing program is super competitive, so you want to get highest grades possible, and you don't want to have to repeat, more than 1 or 2 classes. So I had started out at a junior college taking my prerequisites for the RN program, and I have done all of my prerequisites except for 2, that being chemistry and like an advanced algebra class, and math is not my cup of tea, and that's why I put those 2 as the last classes that I have to take. But after having my first kid, I was working full-time and quickly realized that that full-time job was not going to be enough to support my child. So I needed to think about, what do I want to do? It's time to grow up and get like a real good job. Of course, you don't have to, but I knew that the job that I was in wasn't what I wanted to depend on to support my family. So nursing has always been in the back of my head, but I never took it seriously, like I said, until after having kids. So I started looking around for programs that I can get into quicker. I even thought about applying to programs that were like 45 minutes away just to get in and get out. You've heard of the schools like Western Career College or Carrington. I think there's another one here in California. What's it called? I don't know. There's tons of different private programs. So I was actually thinking about doing a private program and just paying the $30,000 so that way I can do an 8-month course and get my nursing license. And as I was browsing online, I came across a local program that was an LVN program. So it wasn't an RN, but it would get me a whole lot closer to where I wanted to be. And it was a little under $12,000. So I had all of my prerequisites done for an LVN program that they required, except for getting my CNA license, or I don't know if it's a license or a certificate or whatever it is, but so that was a requirement. So I did have to take a 5-week CNA class. I did that. I never worked as a CNA, but I did have to take the course as a prerequisite to get into that particular LVN program. So I did that, and then I applied. Once I applied for this LVN program, I got an interview appointment, and they asked, I don't know, maybe 10 questions relating to, tell me about yourself and what makes you want to be a nurse and why should we choose you and things like that. So I didn't expect there to be an interview, but I ended up passing my interview and I got into the program. My LVN program was 15 months, and it was not even full-time. It was Monday through Friday and every other weekend for clinicals, but when I say it wasn't full-time, it wasn't like 8 to 5 full-time. It was more like 8 or 8:30, and then we'd be out by around lunchtime, and you were given the opportunity to either stay in class for a few additional hours and study and do homework, or go home and have it up to you to learn that material on your own. But the teachers were always in the classroom for X amount of hours after they had let us go, in case people needed that additional help or they wanted to stay and get their stuff done there. There were a lot of moms in my class. There were a lot of women in their 40s. I believe there was even a lady maybe in her 50s or 60s. So there were no men in my class. It was just all women. It was, in my opinion, it was a lot easier than I expected it to be. I know every program is different, but the program that I went to, I think it was a lot easier. And I passed my NCLEX the first time that I took it, so they did something right. I was afraid that maybe I wasn't learning material that I needed to learn to take the NCLEX, just because it felt like it was super easy. But I did end up passing my NCLEX the first time that I took it. I ended up taking my NCLEX, I think it was a couple of months, maybe 2 months after graduation. And I went like the max number of questions, which really scared me. And I think it took like 3 hours. So I was pretty certain that I failed the NCLEX, but there was a Pearson VUE trick, and I don't know if that still exists, but I'll make another video on updated NCLEX stuff. But with the program, it was very easy in my opinion. It was considered a full-time, but the hours to us, it technically wasn't full-time. We had clinicals every other weekend and then a couple days a week in the second and third term. We didn't have any clinicals the first term. It was just basic fundamentals, anatomy, physiology, and then the second and third semesters, or trimester I should say. The second and third trimester were more in-depth and organ systems. And then I think the third trimester was NCLEX style tests and getting you prepared to take the actual NCLEX. So the first trimester was basic fundamentals, learning the body parts and names. The second trimester, we started clinicals and we started learning more in depth on each system. And then the third trimester was more focused on getting us prepared to take the exam. With my program, they also gave us an IV certification course. So I believe you usually have to pay for that separately. So on my license online, it says that I am IV certified as well. So that was nice. That was a bonus because that was included with my program. What else? Just my experience. So I'm trying to think back. I've already been an LVN for almost 4 years. I just renewed my license for the second time. So, and if you're wondering how renewals work, when you get your LVN license or even RN license, you are licensed for the first 2 years, and then you can go online. It's the Breeze website for California anyway, the Board of Nursing, and you just renew your license. And I believe it's like a little over $200 this time around. It cost me $225. I paid $30 for a course to give me my 30 CEUs. But when you renew your license after the first 2 years, you don't have to do 30 units required to renew your license. You just go on and pay for it, and you're automatically renewed for an additional 2 years. And then your second time renewing your license, you have to have 30 units at least of additional learning credits, basically. And there's tons of websites that you can get that on, but you just have to make sure that they are accredited through your state. And I got catalogs in the mail, and I just went with one of the catalogs that I got because it gave me 30 CEUs for $29.99. I did that the same day that I renewed my license and got everything renewed. After I took my NCLEX, okay, so I graduated in December of 2017, and then I did not want to take my NCLEX for like at least a month because I wanted to have time to go over the booklet. There's tons of booklets that you can get to study for the NCLEX. So I bought a Pearson's study guide, I believe, and I didn't study it in depth, but I did briefly go over it, and then I restudied study guides from tests that we've had from nursing school, and I wanted at least a month to study for my NCLEX. I scheduled my appointment, and I think it was like a few more weeks after I scheduled it, and I had to go out of town to take my NCLEX, and it was like 45 minutes away from where I live. You have to pay for it. I don't remember how long it took me to get my notification in the mail. I remember I got it in the middle of April, so it took me a long time actually because I graduated in December, so maybe I waited a month out to schedule the exam, or maybe even 2 months, I don't know. because I graduated in December and I did not get my license until April. I guess I gave myself a pretty good break. I thought it was only a month, but it was longer than that. In April, when I got my license, I was working at a mental health clinic. So I had stayed working there for a few months until July, and that's when I got my first job in a nursing home. This doesn't mean that it's going to take you 6 months to get your first nursing job after graduation. This is just my experience, and I wasn't in a huge rush to get my LVN position because I actually wanted to stay working. I was working full-time while in nursing school, and I actually wanted to stay working for the mental health hospital that I was working at, but it just ended up being that they didn't have any LVN positions coming available anytime soon. And then finally I decided to look elsewhere, and I got my first position in a nursing home. So that's why it took me so long, because I was getting good pay at the position that I was at. But once I got that license, I waited a little bit longer to see if a position would become available that was permanent. And when that didn't happen, I started searching for an LVN job. And I would say once I started looking for an LVN job, I probably got a call within the first week. I had an interview, and then within like 2 weeks of applying for my first LVN position, I was hired and working. I will link a video on my experience as a new LVN either up here or in the description box below. And also check out my channel for other videos. I do have a lot of nursing related content. I'm a dermatology nurse right now, and I currently work full-time Monday through Friday in a dermatology office, which is a lot better in my situation, having kids and not working in a nursing home anymore. So if you're interested, I have plenty of other videos, and I apologize if this video was not super in-depth and detailed. I just had a few minutes to sit down, and I figured I might as well sit here and tell you guys my experience with my program. And I'm in Northern California, so I get a lot of messages, people asking me exactly what school that I went to, but just for privacy, I don't like to give that information. But I will tell you, if you Google search LVN programs in Northern California, you'll be able to find programs and decide which one is best for you if that's something that you're interested in. I think that's it. Okay, so my daughter is napping right now. I just wanted to sit down and chat with you guys and tell you my experience. I haven't posted a video probably in over a month, and I wanted to start doing more videos. And if you're a mom and you do YouTube, then kudos to you if you're able to post more often. I just need to make time for it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it answered some of your questions. Please feel free to ask me questions in the comments. I won't answer exactly what school that I went to, and I'm sorry for that if that doesn't help you, but just for privacy, I keep that to myself. But just Google it, LVN programs in your area, and I'm sure you'll be able to find one. If you have not subscribed to my channel already, please subscribe. I'm almost at 2,000 if not already. I'm going to go ahead and edit this video today and get it up for you guys. It is Tuesday, and my kids have gone back to school, so I'm really excited about that. Yesterday was their first day back. I have a 7th grader and a 4th grader, and they had not been to school in almost a year. Next week will be 1 year since they were on their campus, so they're at school. It's quiet. I was able to sit down and film a video. You don't hear kids screaming in the background. So take this moment, breathe it in, listen. I hear planes outside, birds chirping. Okay, it's going to be a good day, guys. Don't give up on your dreams. If LVN is something that you want to do, it's totally worth it still in 2021. And if you are able to go for your RN, then do it. But an LVN is not a bad option. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.